Dr. M.C. Ahire, Head Department of Agriculture Extension and Associate Dean, College of Agriculture, Hargaon. All other faculty, scientists from MPQ Rauri, and the expert speaker for today's lecture, and all the lovely participants. Thank you very much. It is my pleasure to introduce you about this CAST project on the platform of which this training program is being conducted. The CAST project is a Center for Advanced Agricultural Science and Technology, and its theme area is climate smart agriculture and water management. The basic objectives of this project is to develop the capacity of the students, scientists, faculties, entrepreneurs and farmers to face the challenges of the climate change. As all of you know, agriculture is the first victim of the climate change, and therefore that is our basic mandate to develop the capacity of all these stakeholders. Then another thing is we are developing a small IoT-based solutions which will help us in development of the climate smart agriculture, whether it is moisture sensing or temperature sensing or many other aspects like prediction of insect, pest, and all those kind of things. So this is going to be a long task, and this is the third year of the project. We started in the year 2018, and we are now in the third year, and we are making good progress on all these aspects. We are not restricting our capacity building approach to the students and staff of MPKV and other universities in the country. We also want to disseminate our knowledge at the farmers' doorsteps. And hence, we have adopted 9 villages, 8 villages in Ahmednagar district and 1 village in Pune district of Maharashtra, where we are actually implementing these technologies on the farmers' field. And tomorrow we'll be flagging off one program of development of climate smart village. It is a village near Ahmednagar, and we will be starting its or inaugurating the program. And we will be developing the village. The name of the village is Baburdi Gumat, and we will be developing the village as climate smart village. And it will take at least 3 to 4 years for a project. And thank you, Shubhangi Madam, for giving me the chance to introduce these CAST activities, and welcome all of you again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. M.C. Ahire, sir, as an organizing secretary, brief about 3 days online training program. Sir, please.
Good morning. Welcome you all for this 3 days training. Writing research papers for high impact factor journals and effective research proposals. From today, we are organizing a 3 days training. And if you go through the schedule, you will see how to write the research paper and how to write a research proposal. That 2 things are very important, because nowadays we are publishing our paper in the very cheap journals. Those are taking the money and they are publishing our paper. And no doubt they are having some NAS rating. But you will publish in high impact factor, it will give value to your curriculum vitae, as well as your institute will also get the weightage for it. Because if you had seen the ranking PROPAMA of ICR or the HRD ministry, in that they are having the more numbers or more rating for the papers published by the faculties and students in good reputed journals. Those journals are having a high impact factor. That's why we had chosen this topic, that our students, our faculty should be aware which are the journals that are having the high impact factor and how we should write for it, what the language we should have. That's why we had chosen the expert, Dr. Sudhir Kumar Singh. He will cover the how to find 5-year impact journals and structures of research papers. Then Dr. Bhale, Mr. Bhale, he's the director of Udyam Info Solutions. He's having vast experience. He was earlier working in the World Bank project. So he will give the which are the funding opportunities, which are how we can prepare the proposals for agencies, how we can prepare the proposals for research. We are having one expert, Manisha Paliwal. She is going to talk on the research project development, how we can write the project for the research. Then Mr. Thomas Vivian, he is our former faculty. He is going to talk about the language of scientific writing, how to avoid common mistakes in writing. Then Dr. S.K. Wadkar, he is the colleague, assistant professor in Memnicom. He will going to discuss the project design and proposal writing. Recently, he had conducted one workshop at Memnicom. So he is having good expertise in that. Then Syed Fazal Rahman Qadri, he is going to talk about how to avoid plagiarism and editing process. Because every paper we have to move through plagiarism software. So earlier we are taking the references and that is admissible that 50% through plagiarism we have only 15% we can bear with. So for that matter, we have to look into which are the high impact factor journals and how we can publish our papers in that impact factor journal, which will definitely cater value to your biodata, and it will also help to your university for getting the good rankings or good rating. So we are trying that good experts will discuss with you and they will deliver their topics with you. So try to interact with them. And I hope this training will definitely serve the purpose, and you will be able to publish your papers in good reputed journals, high impact factor journals, because there are so many international journals, they are having the high impact factor. So I hope this training will be fruitful for you, and you will get the things with that intention you had joined that training. Without not taking much time, I will stop here because we are planned that at 11 we will start our deliberation. So thank you for joining this training. We will be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You are always been the source of energy for us. Thank you once again. Now I request Dr. S.S. Sadafar sir to welcome and introduce today's keynote speaker. Sir, please.
Thank you, Gadge madam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning to all. Respected respected organizing secretary of this online training program, respected Dr. MC Ahire sir, co-convener of this training program, respected Dr. M.D. Shinde sir, and all the participants. This first session of this training program will be guided by Dr. Sudhir Kumar Singh. He is a very eminent scientist and working as assistant professor, Department of Atmospheric and Ocean Studies, University of Allahabad. His specialization is in remote sensing and GIS, water resources and environment pollution. Currently, he is working on application of geochemical and hydrological model to study the impact of land use, land cover, and climate change on water quality, quantity in the selected river basins of India and other parts of the world. Dear participants, he has great experience in writing the research paper. He has written more than 150 research papers, research articles, in which Google score citation for his research papers is more than 3050. High index score is 32 and I-10 index is 56. He has 3 books on his credit. First book is Techniques for Disaster Risk Management and Mitigation. Second book is on Geospatial Techniques for Managing Natural Resources. And third book is on Land Use and Land Cover Mapping using Remote Sensing and Geographical Information System. He has also 15 book chapter published in different books. He is a member of different scientific journals. Also, he is working as the editor, sub-editor in different journals, scientific journals. He has been he is a great academician. He is a great scientist. He has been awarded by many national and international awards and fellowships. He has collaboration with many international institutes from USA, Hungary, South Africa, Belgium, and many other countries. He has also visited many countries such as Italy, South Africa, Ethiopia. He is a member of many journals. Also, he has great experience in writing the research papers in different high impact journals, high impact factor journals. So I welcome Dr. Sudhir Kumar Singh on behalf of Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapit Rauri caste scheme and behalf of all the participants in this online training program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Sudhir Kumar Singh sir to deliver today's topic on how to find 5 years impact journals and structure of research paper. So please, Dr. Sudhir Kumar Singh.
Yes, Doctor. 1 minute. Yeah. So thank you very much for my basically nice this. One minute. I'm audible. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Sir.
So thank you very much for Dr. Ahire and Dr. Sinde and Dr. Sachin and Dr. Subhangi and all the team members for giving me the opportunity to interact with you actually. Whatever the experience I have gained over from last many years. So I basically, this is not my area of research, but as you know, when you write the articles, when you write the proposals, when you interact with the people, then you get many ideas. You will receive many ideas. So, and working like as a associate editor and guest editor in many high impact journals. So whatever the knowledge I have acquainted during this process, I will share with all of you. And many, you will find that many slides I have generated myself, and few slides I have already taken, or means content of the slides I have taken from the eminent writers actually, who just give the idea what is basically how to find 5-year impact factors, journals, and structure of research papers. So basically in India, this is like a very new kind of thing, because when you will find in India, basically when people go in the field of research, they don't know how to basically write a research article. If many times I ask my students, or I suggest my colleagues, you just, what is basically motive behind writing a research article, and what will be the structure of your research paper. So most of the time people thought that it is a kind of like journal articles we publish in the newspaper or in some kind of conference. So that is the thing we should be very clear in our minds, like for what we are doing, what we are going to publish actually. So that is the most important thing. And as you know, this in one of my slide, basically this is for the week of computer science. So you know, nowadays when you publish, previously people write with their own handwritings, and they send the manuscript to the journals in like 10 copies, 5 copies, printed version, and then after that there will be a team of reviewers, so they review actually, and it takes long time. So means nowadays you will find that there is a kind of machines are available. Machines means softwares are available basically when you upload your manuscript. So many things you will find that they without basically going in the technical review process, they got rejected actually. Now people are basically working on that field. So we should be very clear basically how, means in which journal we are going to submit our research article, and what will be the structure, so that means automatically we will not get the rejection. Automatically means on the basis of report actually, there will be a different reports are there, and on that basis basically like as me and other basically editors, they reject without going in the much detail of the article, because we think that okay, there is a plagiarism, there is a duplicacy, there is a not good quality of figure, so we are not wasting the time, and we just immediately reject. So previously this is a very good basically that this figure. So that one scientist, computer scientist Alan Turing, he developed a bomb machine to basically detect the code of German signal. So now same thing is there, like you will find in research articles is also there. When you plagiarize the figure or you plagiarize the content, so automatically the software will identify and you will get the rejection from the editor without giving much importance to your work. So again, I am focusing on why write and publish a paper. So there are many things, as some of our colleagues, means some of our your like speaker, they will discuss more about this, but my way of thinking is different. And why basically we write and publish a paper? Most of the time people think that we publish article for our self interest, self motivation. So this tendency is very common nowadays. People are just for their self respect or self interest, like we need more number of articles, we need more like more funding or more basically the collaboration. So that's why people are writing more number of articles in self interest. But again, the thing is this: self interest itself is not a basically bad thing, because sometimes what you will find in India, basically when we publish the article, we are not getting any revenue for publishing the article until and unless you are going for the patent. When you do patent, and again you, for the employer for which you are working, the patent royalty maximum goes to them only. So this is very this is the basically some kind of, you can say that is a problem. So people here in India, people don't focus too much on the publication in high impact journal. But if you will go Europe,
Sorry
US
for
also.
interruption, sir. Please slide show, sir.
Yeah, slides are not you are unable to see the slides.
Yeah, but it not full screen, sir.
Not full. Oh, sorry.
Please full screen.
Now it is fine.
Yeah, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. So most of scientists basically regard, as I told you, that we publish for self-interest, for our promotion, for our funding, and we are not getting any kind of remuneration from the publication. Okay, so that is the basically thing. And people here mostly they focus on the some kind of like, as Professor Dr. Sindhe has already told, that we are basically focusing on NAS rating. Basically in India, Agriculture Institute or agriculture universities basically focus, main focus is to publish their articles in the NAS rating. And in NAS rating, you will find many articles, many journals are there. They don't have any international reputation. They are just for the local or regional level. So we have to think that, means like we have to think our agriculture sector scientist or any basically water resource manager, water resource scientist, or like crop scientist, we have to focus on some international repute kind of journals. Okay, so that is the thing. So basically self-interest is now very common in India. So, and again I will show you two basically basic things. What is the difference between open access journal here, and what is the basically, you will find that this we called it non-open access journal. For open access journal, you will find sometimes people say in India, basically when you publish in open access journal, people say open access means when you pay and you will publish. That is the basically open access kind of thing. But as like MDPI, it is a big open access publishing house. You will find here it is very difficult, even being an editor or associate editor or guest editor in this journal. We also get many times when we submit our research article, we also get many times rejection. So we cannot say that open access journal is bad, but the problem is that we cannot fund too much. The cost is around 2,200 CHF. But if you continuously review the article of for this journal or for this publishing house, then you will get some voucher coupons, some kind of waiver policy is there, but that is a separate thing. So again, there is a problem. Basically, we have to choose which journal we are going to submit as per our need and as per our fund. If you have a fund for publishing in open access journal, then you go for some MDPI kind of things, or some other journals are there. But if you don't have the fund for publication, then you go for this commercial kind of, like elsewhere, Springer, Emeralds, okay, Wiley, Taylor and Francis, Springer, so many journals, so many publishing houses are there, and you have to first you have to decide basically if you have a fund and if you don't have the fund. So that is basically a challenge. So as I already told you that writing the article has two kind of motivation. One is altruism and second is self-interest. So self-interest is very common in India. We don't focus on altruism because we don't want to help others actually. So if you will go in other part of the world, people innovate actually. So we are very far behind in innovation. So that is the thing. This is a kind of, we need So when you write the articles, so that time we have to make a combination between altruism and self-interest, so that your publication will be in good form. So if you have any doubt, anytime you can stop me and you can just ask me, because you know this is a basically like it is a not kind of a technical lecture, so that people got sometime bored. Actually, this is a very we called it some generalized kind of things, but it is really very important when we are going to publish. Okay, if you have any question, yeah, somebody has raised her hand actually. You can just ask, or you can just drop me the message in chat box. If you have any question, you can ask. Okay, otherwise you just drop the message. Yes, you just ask. Somebody is raising the hands actually. I am unable to hear them. Shall I continue?
Sir, yes, sir. Please continue. We will take a question at the
Okay.
last 10
Yeah,
minutes.
that is also good. Like after half an hour or after 1 hour, you can just ask the question, give the participant to ask the question. Okay, so that is basically that is we have our focus basically in India. Basically, we are more focusing on self-interest. So that is basically the thing. So now we have to go for the self-assessment on the following topics before preparation of manuscript. Okay, so first thing I have already told you that open access versus commercial. If you have fund, you can go for open access, because you are getting the fund from the public. So you whatever you will publish, whatever you do research, you have to publish in open access, so that everyone can access. So that is the basically main aim. But here in India, you will find that there are many predatory journals are there. They ask for money, you give the money, they just write on their web page that we are web of Scopus, we have a scope in the Scopus index, we have a Cleverate metrics analytics, and we have impact factor, we have Copernicus impact factors, everything you will find there. And after getting the money, you will find the journal is not like that. So that is very common tendency nowadays actually. So we have to go for the we have to basically focus on the reputation of the journal, focus on the editorial reputation of the journal. Okay, if you want to publish in really high impact factor journals. So that is the important. So self-assessment on the following topic before preparation of manuscript. Have I done something new and interesting? So we have to think basically. Then only you can identify like high impact factor journal. If you have done something new and interesting, then journal will accept actually. Is there anything challenging in my work? So if anything is like, if I have developed any methodology or anything, I have identified any new area of research, so then that is also an important thing. Is my work related directly to a current hot topic? Basically, you know that nowadays you will find that there is a climate change. So that is a current hot topic. If you are doing in agriculture, if you are doing research in agriculture field, and if you are dealing like plant breeder, if plant breeder is not dealing with climate change issues, then you will find that maybe he is lacking actually. Because I'm not saying that he is not expert basically. Maybe he is lacking, or he does not have any collaboration with some climate scientists. So you have to make a kind of collaboration so that you can identify the current hot topic, and then you can submit in that basically topical issue or theme in that particular theme. And next is, have I provided solution to some difficult problem? If I have provided some difficult solution for some difficult problem, then we can go for high impact journal. So if anything is lacking in these 4 points, then you have to identify your local or regional journal. Whenever you know that when you submit the article in Elsewhere, or you submit the article in MDPI, or you submit the article in Springer means like good impact factor in Journal of Springer or Taylor Francis or Wiley or elsewhere, then you find editor will basically focus on these 4 questions. And same thing you have to focus, so that your chance of rejection will be minimized. I'm not 100% confident that your article or my article is not going to be rejected. It may be going to be rejected. So that is the separate thing, but the chance of getting acceptance is high if you will basically work on those 4 points. So important point is this: something new and interesting, challenging in my work. When you write the sometime when you submit the article, there is a column, and editor there is a column in which you will write the editorial comment or something. So editorial comments, you can write there editorial comments. So in that you have to highlight these points actually, so that editor will focus and they see, or they can judge basically that okay, this manuscript has this much potential, or this manuscript has the potential and dealing with this kind of problem, so we can send it for review actually. So that is the thing. Next is reviewer's question actually. The question is like, when you prepare your manuscript, so that time you just analyze in both point of view, like as a point of view editor and as a point of view reviewer also, that the paper contains sufficient new material or scientific contribution. Similarly, like as editor thinks, similarly reviewer also thinks, is the topic within the scope of the journal? Editor also think and reviewer also think. So you have to think also, is it presented concisely and well organized? Like sometimes when you will find that there is a very common problem is this, like people write introduction, people write result and discussion, and people do not know what to write in introduction and what to write in discussion actually. And many times you will find people overlap lot of content of discussion in result section. So that make things very messy, and the reader lose, or the editor or the reviewer lose the concentration. So we have to identify basically what is the discussion portion, what I should keep in the discussion, what I should write in basically introduction. So that is the more very important thing, like well organization, because you know that paper limit actually, paper length is not, you cannot go for like 40 pages printed basically, 40-50 pages printed, because journal has their limitation. Some journal even say that okay 25 pages, some says okay 35 to 30 pages, but your manuscript should be like around 10 to 20 pages. In between, if you have your manuscript printed 10 to 20 pages, that is good, and you will get lot of readability also. Readability means when you will publish your article, then many people will read, because if your length is focused. Otherwise, if you will publish around like 40 pages, 50 pages, that may be a technical report. So people will lose actually interest. People will lose their interest. Okay, so that is the important thing. Well organized and concisely you have to think. Similarly, reviewer and editor also think. Are the methods and experiment presented in the way, okay, in the way that they can be replicated or represented? Are the results presented adequately? Means you cannot say that like I have just monitored and I have just now representing my results actually. If you have monitored like crop health, if you have monitored like crop health, okay, so you have to focus on crop health, means you have to focus on environmental variables, you have to focus on some edaphic variables like soil and kind of things, and you have to focus on some plant basically seed kind of things. So when you mix all these things, then you will find that your results are more basically accurate. You cannot just say okay there is a monitoring and you just monitored the plant height and you just reported. So that is not now people will not accept it. Okay, you have to collect the relevant information from other spheres also, and then you do some kind of analysis, like statistical analysis or some other kind of analysis. Then your result will be good or accurate, and people will basically read, and they can comment, and they can suggest also. So is the discussion relevant, concise, and well documented? As I already discussed that most of the time people got confused what to write in discussion and what to write in introduction, and they basically mix. And sometimes what you will find, people write that many parts of means the result section is going to overlap with methodology, and methodology section is going to be overlap with the result and discussion. So that is a very difficult, like for reviewers and for editors and even for the readers also. So you have to be careful with these kind of things. Are the conclusions supported by the data? So reviewer also thinks and editor also thinks. So we have to, as a author, we also have to think that whether my conclusion, what to write in conclusion, what is the difference between conclusion and abstract, what to write in basically abstract and what to write in conclusion. We have to conclude basically. And second, is the language acceptable? Many times you will find nowadays, I have also encountered many papers in which you see that people don't know Chinese, people don't know Korean, people don't know German, but they cite the articles of German, Korean, French, Spanish. Okay, so sometimes we thought that maybe they paid to the translator for translating the German, French manuscript or Chinese or Korean manuscript in the English version. But if you write to the you comment on the comment to the author, then you will find that people simply they just refer the article without going in the details. So be careful and avoid. If the article is really very important, then you go for the first you go for translation. Okay, then only you cite your article. You got my point? Most of the time, people what the French article is there. It originally in French, but people refer that French article in their reference and in their citation in their text as a citation. So I think that is not a good basically practice. We have to avoid that thing. So is the language acceptable? Means very actually as being in Indian, like we feel we can speak, but we really the grammatically we write maybe sometimes very poor or structure paraphrasing. Most of the time we paraphrase actually whatever the content is there, we have just copied and we paraphrase. So that is very like poor kind of thing. So we have to avoid, and we just do not make a very long sentence. We make very short. We make short sentences so that the meaning should be very clear. So if you, because we are not a basically story writer, or we are not a poet, we are as a scientist, we think that we made a sentence small actually so that people can understand, because our article is the person who basically do not know very good English, they are also referring basically our articles. So we have to think in that direction also. If you use very crispy English language, then you will find that your article will be published in good journal, but you will not get a good readability or good citation, because many people does not understand very crispy English. So you have to avoid. You don't use the fancy words actually. Fancy words in science basically people should avoid. So our figure and tables are adequate and well designed. So that is a very challenging thing. Previously, whatever we draw and whatever we make the graphs, people thought that okay, we have to send the journal and journal will improve the quality, journal will improve the resolution. So nowadays you will see that journal immediately straightforward they reject. They say okay, your figure quality is very poor, we cannot. Like in terms of agriculture or in terms of our field like water resource, sometimes you will find that people not giving that much weightage for rejection. But if you will go for the medical science, you will see that medical science and nanotechnology, by looking the figure, editor or reviewer reject the journal, reject the article. So be careful. You make a good quality of figures, okay, and good quality of tables also. You do not fabricate tables. You just make simple table and do not make long tables. You make small tables, okay. And as I will discuss as we move forward, we will discuss that what is the appropriate length of the table and what is the appropriate number of the figures. Okay, are there information duplicate? This is very common actually. People sometimes get confused, and even we discuss with our colleagues and our like research scholars. So sometimes you would find that people thought that duplicacy and plagiarism is same, but these are two very different things. Plagiarism means you had just copied somebody's idea, somebody's sentence, and you just pasted. Duplicacy means whatever you are doing that has already done. You got my point? So you have to be careful when you upload your article. So that time there is a two kind of reports. One is a plagiarism report and second one is the duplicacy report. Okay. So plagiarism report nowadays many journals basically accept around 10 to 10 to 20%, in some cases 10 to 15%. Okay, and duplicacy also like 20%, 25%. So whenever you just go for the for selecting the title, okay, or writing your abstract, most of the time people thought that we find that there is a duplicacy in the title and there is a duplicacy in the abstract. Okay, that is not fully plagiarized, but that there is a duplicacy. So you should avoid actually those things. Then your article will be accepted in a high impact factor journal. Are all references cited in the text included in reference list? We really struggle with this. Most of the time, what people do actually, they just download 2-3 articles, and they just download 2-3 articles, and only they refer 2-3 articles, and from those articles or the published article, they copy the reference and they just paste it actually, and without matching, like how many numbers are there, how many number of articles you have cited in the text, and how many number of articles you have referring in your list. You will find that this is very common problem actually. People, most of the time, we don't basically fix this issue, so we have to fix. Second important thing is this: try to basically focus. Try to focus what? Try to focus. Make a balance between what? Between historical articles, between recent articles, and books also. Most of the time you will find that people just refer the article. They don't refer the book. They get the idea from the book. They read whatever they study up to this, like I did my master's, PhD, or whatever they think. We are reading the books, and we are teaching with the help of books, but we are not referring in the books in the reference. So we have to focus at least 1-2 textbook we have to refer in reference list and cite also in your text. You got my point? So that is very important. Reference should be some historical, some recent, and some reference you should be considered for the books also. Means you have to refer book also. And before sending to the before submitting the manuscript to the journal, you have to cross check actually number of the articles you have referred. That should be in your text also, because nowadays you will find previously that the many journals, they basically match actually. Now you will find they don't match actually, because they say this is your manuscript, so this is not my manuscript, so you have to spend your own time. And the second thing is this: if you cite poor quality of references, then you will find that editor will reject actually, because we say that the author has not considered the relevant, the most important articles in this particular field. He or she has overlooked actually. Okay, so you have to basically give your time for identifying the good references. Okay, because the reference reflect your writing actually, and your results and your discussion. So that is the important thing. Now, the 3 types of manuscript in journal basically we have, like what 3 types: full articles or original articles basically, which have like proper formats in there, like what we called it full article, I will discuss, and later rapid communication, short communication. Letters, many journal nowadays publish a letter in form of letter. Letter means 3-4 pages are there. You have some basically your abstract and very brief introduction and your study area or basically material methods and your result, and very small discussion, and then you will find few figure, 1 or 2 figure and 1 or 2 table, and then you have conclusion. Okay, so that is a letters. And rapid communication or short communication, you will find that rapid communication and short communication basically, like nowadays we are facing the COVID, so you will find many people, many editors have writing the short communication and rapid communication, and they are also inviting the relevant researcher to write the rapid communication and short communication. So the society get benefited actually. Review papers or perspectives. Actually, in my long career, I had written only 2 review papers. Writing a review paper really a very big challenge actually, because for writing a review paper is not very simple actually. you have to continuously follow your this stream, and you have to follow the big researchers, and then you get some idea, okay, what they had did and what they did, what previously they had did. Now what is the basically lacking, in which the lacking you have to discuss in your review paper. It is not just simply you have to download 100 papers and you just take the abstract of those paper and you just do just changing the English language and all those things. So that is also like people are doing, but that is not a good thing for writing a review paper. Writing a review paper means you have to give your 100%, just like a full articles. You go, you read, you follow the big researchers, then get idea and then discuss with them, and then get their comments, suggestions, and then you have to modify, and then you have to publish as a review paper. And when you go for the some job interview, then you will find that review people will reject, actually people will not consider your review paper as a research article. Why? Because they say that you have not significantly contributed in this review paper. You have just collected some articles and you have just like framed in a picture form or in a better way, and you just represent. So that is the issue. But you will get a huge number of citations from the review paper. If you publish one review paper and you publish one article, then you will find review paper will give you more citation to your personal like profile or your for yourself. But in job, actually people mostly people do not consider, actually, until and unless really you have significantly contributed, like you have shown the some direction, actually, like in this direction we have to do research, or this up to this much people have done, and now this is the future of this work. So then only people will recognize it here in India. But abroad you will find people basically give the weightage also of the review articles, review papers. So now how to select a journal for your manuscript. So just I told you that you have to read recent articles and find out the hot topics and type of articles, okay, accepted. Basically hot topic means the burning things, actually. What are the burning things? You have to basically identify hot topics. You have to identify. Now you will find that in every many scientists have worked on the COVID, actually. That is a very hot topic, and people from those who are really doing research, they are really publishing articles on COVID, actually. Whether it is water, whether it is medicine, or whether it is geospatial technology role, whatever it is there, that is very hot topic. So similarly, climate change is also hot topic. Climate change impact investigation on agriculture, water resource is a hot topic of research in this era. So we have to we focus on this, and the types of articles accepted. Like if I'm saying that, okay, I want to publish in the Nature, so we have to see what is the basically the pattern. What is the pattern of Nature article? Nature, many articles are there, Nature or Science. You will find there is a list of hot topics are there. People are working on climate change or like that one. So you have to go for that, identifying the hot topics and types of articles accepted. What type of articles have been accepted in this particular journal? So that give you an idea. Okay, this is my research, and we can, okay, this is the current form of the journal, or in this current form the journal is moving. So we can submit our article. One very great, basically Professor Giles Foodie, when I was interacting with him, and I was saying that you are an editor-in-chief of this International Journal of Remote Sensing, and I want to publish one article. Okay, I had written one article and I want to publish this article. So what is your criteria? So he told me that you have already written the article. So why you want to fix in our journal? You got my point? So it is very important. First, we have to identify the journal. According to that journal, we have to do our research, we have to prepare our manuscript, and we have to submit. It is not like first we have written the article and then we search the journal. Okay, so that tendency we have to basically leave. First, we have to identify the journal, and then we have to submit our manuscript. According to that journal, we have to submit our manuscript. Okay. And many journals nowadays, you will find many journals are basically mentioning that there is a rejection rate. So that also help. Like, okay, I want to publish in Nature, but the Nature rejection rate is more than 80%. So if my work is not up to that, then why I should go and submit in that? And that is important. Like sometimes people will say, okay, you just submit that article in Nature and you will get good kind of review and all those things. But again, the problem is that, like, if you are unable to modify your articles, if you are unable to rectify your work, so that is also a wastage of your time and wastage of reviewer and editor time. Okay, so that's why you will find nowadays people immediately got rejected. They submit, and within a day or within an hour or with a couple of a week or couple of a day, you will find we got rejection, because we have not started our journey in a right way. First, we have to select journal, then we have to prepare our manuscript, and then we have to submit. Find journal impact factor. There are many, basically, now you will find, but there are many platforms are there. Journal citation reports is there. So you can download the journal citation report. So journal citation report, and you can go for that, and you see, okay. Then there is a science gateway. In that science gateway, you will find that his number is almost good Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 kind of journals are there, and you can just select that one journal and see. So you will find that journal impact factor. So two kind of two things are there, like journal citation report and science gateway. It will help. Okay, so this is the basically thing. And the important thing is this, like, sometime what will happen? People select the journal. Okay, like, I have selected the journal this year. The impact factor is good, but if you will go for next year, like in 2021, you will find that impact factor is got rejected. Yeah, sorry, it got reduced, and again it got like increased. It is increased, like decline or incline kind of. You will find that there is a there is a increase and decrease in the journal's impact factor. So journal impact factor was basically developed way back in 1963 or 70s actually. One scientist was there, like Eugene Garfield. He has basically developed the idea to give the weightage or to give the advantage to the journal, like basically how we will rank the journal. So basically based on the journal impact factor, we rank the journal. So he had just developed one methodology, like how many number of articles published in the journal and how many citations received this issue, basically, or the journal received in this year, multiplied by 100, like kind of things. You will find that there is a journal citation report or journal impact factor is going to be declared in this way. The important thing is this, like you will see that the impact factor of a journal does not always tell the quality of the researcher. It should be very clear in your mind actually. It does not tell the quality of the researcher. The quality of the researchers in indicator are different. This tells the journal's quality, and journal's quality is not only based on the publishing good researchers articles. It depends on so many other factors, like editorial transparency, okay, like submission process, like in how many days you will get your acceptance or rejection or modification kind of thing. So it depends upon many basically parameters. So sometimes people say, I have published my article in 1 impact factor, and some say, okay, I have published my article in 4 impact or 5 impact factor. But when you see the citation, basically that tells the quality of the researcher, and the impact factor tells the quality of the journal. Okay, so these two things are different. So you have to keep in your mind. So Science Gateway is a basically search engine in which you can find the journals, basically journals impact factor. So now you will see that read the general requirement available guide for author. Most of the time people do not read the guide for authors because they just download the article, the published article from the journal, and they just copy the things, the format. But again, I tell you that you have to basically go for guide for author. Actually, there is a either you will find in the PDF format or you will find in the text format. You have to read that one because that when you submit the article, so that time what it editor, reviewer read your article in that format. When it goes to publisher, that is a separate format. Now people are trying to make a same formatting basically. So that is important thing. Like when you submit the manuscript, that is separate. When it is published, that is separate. So we have to be careful. Editor, as I told you that if you will practice all those things, then you will find that there is a less chance of rejection. But if we do not follow the things, if our content is not up to that mark, and then we got rejection. And as I told you, if we avoid these things, then editor do not want to waste their own time because they also want to do research. Actually, they also have their families. Okay, they are also humans. We are getting per day we are getting more than 100 or 120 articles from different basically in journals, and you can see that we don't few things are there, but we have to see the articles and then we give our decision actually. So we have to be careful. Most of the time people say, okay, we have submitted, now it is the responsibility of editor, he had to submit or like that. So that's why I had written editor don't want to waste their own time because they also want to do research, they also want to do some other activities, they also want to teach, they also want to do this publication, they also want to do project because editors, most of the journal like for doing it for working as editor or associate editor, you will not get any remuneration. You know that it is a kind of it is not a self-interest basically. It is you can say it is a self-interest with altruism. Okay, so both kind of things basically. So some journal basically paid, some journal paid some kind of facility, like, but most of the journal they don't pay to the editor. So that is the things. Be careful while thinking. As I told you that now the important format basically we have to follow the format. In 1979, the American National Standard Institute has suggested IMRAD. IMRAD basically what? It is a kind of format. We have to go when you publish your article. The format should be this way, in this form, in this way actually. Like introduction. What did you others do? Means like you in introduction you have to review the methodology of others basically. You don't like write the things. Okay, you just go and review the methodology, what methodology they have applied in their research, and that methodology you have to write in introduction. Okay, so that is very important thing. Be careful that when you write the introduction, you have to write the methodology of others actually. Okay, what they have achieved means like what they have achieved, that then it will go into the discussion, like which methodology they have applied, what kind of data they have used. So that kind of things you write in the introduction. Then you go for the methods. How did you do it? Like you have to elaborate, you have to write the method in a very proper manner actually. You should not merge the method with result actually. Most of the time people use the merge the method with result. So be careful. Result, what did you find actually? What is your findings? So here also like maybe some of like basically speaker will tell you in which way basically we write the results and in which way we write the discussion, or in which way we write the in which form actually, like whether it is active form, passive form, present or past, like that. And then you go for the discussion. What does it all mean? Like what, as I told you that when you download the others paper, you read, and after reading, then you go for the after reading, you just follow their methodology, and you just write their methodological things in your introduction, and their results you discuss with your results actually. Okay, so then you will find that this is the way of writing actually. This is now standard. And this is basically like, as I told you, eco research and innovation, basically they have like defined basically high impact journal. What is high impact journal basically? So high impact journal means academically, they like academic impact is their demonstrable contribution that excellent research makes to scientific advancement across and within discipline, including significant advances in understanding method, theory, and application. So basically, this UCARI has given the definition like research impact means when you will go for high research impact factor journal. So that high impact factor research journal focus on these things like academic impact and then economic and social impact. Okay. So that is like when you develop something, some methodology or some results, whether it is useful for beneficial for the society or you are getting some kind of economic benefits, then you will say that then the rank of the journal is elevated actually. The journal, when you see that some journals have one impact factor in this year, but if you will go and see next year, you will find that the impact factor of that journal is increased. Why? Because the journal has focused on these kind of things, academic impacts and economic and social impacts. So we have to be careful. And now, where the important thing, where you will find that the high impact factor journals. So this Clarivate Analytics actually, that is previously you will find that Web of Science, now Clarivate Analytics. It basically it monitors, we can say it monitors the different journals. They have different criteria, and then you will find that they declare this journal is good, this journal has this much impact factor, this journal has this much impact factor, this researcher has more cited in this field, this researcher has mostly cited in this particular field, kind of things you will find in Clarivate Analytics. You just go and explore more. Okay, then you will find more things are there. Then there is a Wisdom AI, that is also a tool where you will find that intelligence for everyone. Here you can get, you just name name Google or name the journal, and you will get lot of details of the journal, their journal's track record, kind of things. Okay. Then again, this is a dimension. This is also kind of, here you will set the filter. You can set the filter. You can track the things like here in the right hand side, you will find that 11 medical and health sciences journal, their numbers, how the citation are increasing, what is the mean citation, kind of things you will see. Okay. So these are the basically monitoring, we can say monitoring tools which monitor the journal, and they submit their reports, and then you will find that the journal get basically you can say that journal get their impact factor, and the journal has also get the transparency actually. So because if that is a kind of auditing actually, if you remove these things, you will find that many people will do malpractices. Okay. So that is Altimetry. Altimetry basically there is another tool is there, Plumex Altimeter. Okay, so then you will find what Plumex Altimeter. Plumex Altimeter, if you publish your article and it will go in the Plumex Altimeter, and then like it will monitor basically your article is on Facebook, your article in Twitter or in other platforms, in social sites basically. This monitors your article's performance, the journal performance in the social platforms. Okay. Scopus, now it is very important thing. In India, basically most of the time people say, okay, we need to publish in Scopus Index journal. So that is the thing. Here you can also search the author's name, the journal name, the title, whatever you want, you can search. Okay. So that is the thing that is basically developed for the elsewhere, basically Science Direct. Then UGC care list, nowadays people ask because you will find that when you go for the actually sometimes it is very interesting. You will find that there are many good journals, like they have good basically what we call like transparency system is there, but they are not UGC care list, and that list is continuously updated actually. So that is the thing. Here you will go and you register yourself, and then you search the name of the journal, and you will identify whether it is in UGC care list, the journal is in UGC care list or not. So that will also help you basically for selecting the journal, because sometimes what will happen if you are doing the PhD from any university, then you will find that people will ask, like the committee will ask basically whether your article is UGC care is in your UGC care list or not. So that is important. If you publish in a very high impact factor journal, but if your article is not in UGC care list, maybe they will not give you a point or marks. Okay, so that is also, we have to be careful as per our need, as per our research, as per our fund, as per our time. We have to decide actually which journal we want to publish, whether it is in UGC care list or only impact factor. We have focused only impact factor, or some other things are there. So now, as Dr. Ahire already suggested that NAS rating. So that is basically for agriculture actually. So I have just written that National Academy of Agriculture Science. Many journals are there, and I do not know basically what is the basically conversion formula is there. Like if somebody has published in 10 impact factor journal, so what will be like 10 or 5 impact factor journal, then what will be the NAS rating? Some said almost like, if I had published in 2 impact factor journal, then it means it is almost around like 5 or 6, something like kind of thing. But I have never explored too much about this. So for agriculture scientist, it is very important. So we have to be careful, like whether it is in UGC care list or high impact factor journal or as per our need. So that's why I am suggesting that the policy makers should also think basically, if we want to improve our research, if we want to improve our scientific temperament, so then we have to think that or we have to make a mechanism so that basically the mechanism should be like it should be similar like Scopus or Thomson Reuters kind of things. Okay, so that is the issue basically. As I have already told you, plagiarism and these things. So what is plagiarism and what is, so these are basically some important, nowadays very popular basically plagiarism softwares are there. So when you submit your articles, so we as editor, we have this facility, the submitted manuscript. There is a basically tab is there where you will find there is a report actually. The report will be generated. And then that report the report suggests actually, assist the editor. Okay, this manuscript has this much plagiarism and it should not go for the review. Okay, so as being editor, as working like with different publisher, we cannot basically ignore that warning. We immediately reject it. So we have to careful when you write your article, and after writing your article, you should check for the plagiarism. Okay, you should check for plagiarism so that your article may be very good, but it has some plagiarism which is not acceptable, and you will get rejection because the editor cannot send it for review actually. You got my point? So that is very important. Similarly, for your thesis and all those things, nowadays it is very important. Turnitin, iAuthenticate, and Urkut. And there is an issue with Urkut. People say that okay, the report of Urkut is not reliable as like iAuthenticate and Turnitin, because there is a separate kind of filters are there. So separate word filter are there, like 6-word filter, 7-word filter, like that. So that is the thing. So when you write your manuscript, then you go for plagiarism checking. Okay. Now, as I told you that one thing is important, like component of research article and proposal. We have already discussed so many things. Like in our living system, basically in our environment or in our daily life, we have many basically factors are there, many components are there. So similarly in research article or in proposal also, there are many factors are there. We have to be careful and we have to be careful writing each section with same energy, with same level. We should not be like, okay, if somebody says, okay, we don't need water, is it possible to survive? No. we don't need food. Somebody survive? No. So similarly, your proposal or your article should also be like in this way. Okay. So the length of the manuscript is article basically. When you write the article or you write the proposal, then you will find this kind of length. Title should be very short and informative. Should not use special characters. Should not use very long title so that people cannot understand. You should make your article very your article's title very informative and short. And some journal ask for also running title, very like 25 word or 30 words title they ask for. So that why they ask for short title? Because previously what, like in old days, people used to search with keywords. Nowadays, with the help of computers and with the help of this your computer language, you will find that people directly paste the title and Google or any search engine will provide you detail about the full title. Previously, it was a limitation. So nowadays, that's why people say that. That's why I suggest that you should make a title short and informative, and also provide a running title. Most of the journal don't ask for a running title, but majority of the journal nowadays ask for the running title. Second thing is this. Now, if you want to publish it elsewhere, they ask for the highlights. They ask for the graphical abstract. Okay. So highlights are also very important. You in highlights, most of the time people what they highlight basically they write, okay, we have this and this we find that we have find this like that. No, highlights should be what is your problem, which methodology you have applied, what results you have achieved. 3 to 4 in the bullet form, and the highlights should also not be very long actually, because many journals say that 85 words or 60 words or like 100 words. Okay, so that is very important. You have to prepare highlights also, so that reader, editor get or reviewer get idea basically what is inside your article without going in much detail. Then abstract. Most of the journal do not say that 250 words, but if you will publish in the Taylor Francis journal or in some other Taylor, most of the time Taylor Francis journal, they basically focus on the 250 words length. So be careful basically when you write article. You have to be focused that your word limit should be around 250 or 300 words, and try to make a one paragraph or one paragraph or around 2 paragraph of kind of things. Okay. Then there should be a keywords. Keywords nowadays people what they do, if my title is like length of the manuscript, and in keywords what I will write, if I will write length comma manuscript, then it does not make any sense basically. Because why? Because it is, as I already told you, that length of the manuscript is a title, and this title, if somebody is going to paste, it provides same results. So keywords means the focus thing. Okay, like if you want to say in this sentence, length of the manuscript means you can say, okay, the article. What my words? So that is the thing. Introduction should be around 1.5 to 2 pages. It should not be very long actually. And I told you that you have to review the methodology of already published article in the introduction. Methods around 2 to 3 pages. Okay, in which you have your study. If you have some specific study area, you provide the information about the study area, and whatever the method you have, you just discuss those methods. Results. In extreme cases, I had written 6 to 8 pages. That depends actually. Okay, that depends. So it should be like it should be your what? It should not be your this one. Oh, I'm sorry. Basically, this it should be what? It should be like it should be your result should be maximum around 4 to 5 pages. In some cases, basically 6 to 8 pages. And similarly, discussion also, it should be 4 to 5 pages, or try to make 2 to 3 pages. Now people say that, okay, as good as your discussion is, you have a good chance of acceptance. But it depends basically which methodology you have applied. If your methodology is having some flaws, then even you have written good discussion, but your method, you have written good method, but you will get rejection. So that is also like methodology and result. Conclusion, it should be around 1 to 2 paragraph. It should not be more than that. Figures, standard is around 4 to 5 figures, and try to make, when you submit your manuscript, try to make one figure on one page. Okay. And the figure quality should be around like 300 dpi, 400 dpi. And the figure, you should be careful that you have to basically consult with some expert who are good in making figures actually, or those who are good in statistics. You cannot, like sometimes what will happen, people make line graph, but there is a kind of point information, but they are making line graph. So that's we should not basically do actually. We should avoid those things. Table should be 1 to 4, because sometimes what will happen, whatever the things we have in figure, same, or whatever thing we have in table, we have just make the figure of that table. So it is a kind of duplication. We have to, either we have to keep a figure or we have to keep a table. It's the table and the content of figures would not be same. Okay. And references also 2 to 5 pages actually. It is not paper, it is a pages. Okay. 5 pages. That is, it is written pages. Okay. So that is the basically standard size of your length of your manuscript. And as I told you, the title and the highlight, then graphical abstract is there. Graphical abstract also nowadays people ask. Then abstract, then introduction. In graphical abstract is what? In graphical abstract means we have to make a figure kind of things. Okay, whatever the results are there, you have to show in figure. Then whatever your methods you have applied, so in that one, and whatever the problem you have to make in that kind of figure, and then you just make a graphical abstract. And now also people ask like conflict of interest, ethics, okay, and declaration. These are the part of manuscript, but that is a basically part of manuscript. As a writer, as a author, you have to prepare, but it does not give you, if you write a good basically conflict of interest, then it does not make, like, it does not give you much advantage basically, because that is a writing a conflict of interest or writing a declaration, that is separate thing. Okay, that is not your, that will not reflect your quality of your article actually. Your quality of article will be reflected by methods, results, discussion. Got my point? So that is the thing. Figure and table. So as I already told you, introduction, provide readers with broad overview of problem in context. Okay, statement of problem. First we have to hypothesize basically what is the research problem. First we have to hypothesize the research problem, and that research problem you have to write in the last section of the introduction. Okay, then literature review, you do the literature review, as I already told you, that identify methodological and design study similar to your own. Okay, so you have to do methodological review, research design and methods basically. What, like in agriculture sector, if you are working, then you just design your experiment, like field experiment, lab experiment. Okay, then you have to hypothesize, and then you have to go for some test. So those kind of things you have to perform. Okay, like measurement instruments, procedure, subject, sample size, kind of everything you have to like as a discuss actually. So that is a in general proposal content, the component, and previously it was a manuscript basically, or article component. And then if you are going for, if you are doing some biological, if you are working on some biological or living system, then you have to go for ethical committee also, and then you go for timeline, like you have to break your projects in small doable steps so that you can submit or you can prepare good proposal. Steps in writing, the articles. There are so many steps, like determine the author. So the important thing is this, like determine the authors. Nowadays there is a ghost authorship is there actually. In ghost authorship, what you will find in ghost authorship is this: if I am working with someone and I said, okay, I want to include his or her name actually, but she or he has not significantly contributed in the article. You got my point? So that is a ghost authorship. So be careful actually. you just try to engage your colleagues so that they can also understand actually the basically research article. Otherwise, sometimes what will happen if okay, I have published with someone the article, and if I did not know anything about that article, and if I take the article and in any interview or in any presentation, and people will ask, okay, you just tell me like this and that, so you will not be in position to tell you basically what the article has actually, what the article has the content in this. It is not like a word actually. It is not like a sentence kind of thing. The basically method, the result. So be careful actually. And if you have good basically number of authors, then you just try to discuss the issue, conceptualize the problem, discuss the methods. Okay, you just not leave when you make a team. You do not leave actually an individual. You just try to engage. Just try to engage all of them actually, so that you will get a good. You will prepare a good research article. Okay, start writing before the experiment. Sometimes this is very basically people say, okay, when we complete the article, when we complete our research, then we write the article. So it takes a lot of time actually. Completing the article, completing the results and writing that, you just divide actually, conceptualize the problem, and this you just divide basically, like introduction section or the method section. Okay, so that you can easily write, you can easily complete within a given time period. So that is the important thing. This is basically for what? This is basically for special issue. If you are going for any special issue, the special issue has the time limit, like 1 month, 1 year, or 6 month kind of thing. So you have to, you cannot go for the, you just one side you do your experiment, and another side you just try to write, okay, about your equipment, about your lab, about your chemicals, what chemical, about your standardized protocols kind of thing. Decide it is time to publish. Then you, when you complete all this, then you decide which time is we are going to publish. Means when your findings is new, when your findings is new, and then only you go for the publication. Draft a title and abstract, as I already told you, like how to draft a title, how to draft an abstract. So that is important thing. Re-examine the list of author again. If you just in the starting, there are like 5 or 4 authors are there, but they are not contributing significantly, or they are not helping, or they are not discussing, then try to basically leave those articles. Okay, leave those authors actually, your colleagues, because it will not help actually in long term. It will not help this kind of this ghost authorship. Okay, so be careful actually. Give the dues to those person who really work with you. Okay, you got the idea from them. They help you for doing your analysis. They help you in writing. They help you in drafting actually. So that is the things that determine the basically basic format, which I already briefly actually previously I already discussed this thing, full length paper, short, and all those things. So select the journal, as I told you that already we discussed actually these things. Select the journal based on language. If you are writing your article in Hindi, then you cannot go for the journal which publishes in English. Okay, so that is the thing. You go for the, you select the article based on the language, based on the focus. Like, okay, my focus is water resource, so I cannot go for the to publish my article in the social sector. Social means sociology or commerce kind of. Until and unless we have that component actually. If we have that component, then it is fine. If we don't have that component, then it is not good actually. Indexing also, like in which as I told you, the UGC care list, Scopus kind of things, NAS rating is there, or NAS indexing. So that also help, like language, focus, indexing, availability. Sometimes what will happen, many journals nowadays are online actually. When you publish, when your manuscript will be accepted, then automatically you will find the accepted manuscript version will be available. Why? Because now so many people are doing the science, or so many people are doing the research. So also the journal don't want to lose their audience. So previously it what in older time, in like in old days, what people do, what journal do basically, they publish in a hard copy, and it takes time. and like 1 year, 2 year kind of thing. But nowadays you will find with the as you have given the copyright agreement form, accepted the copyright agreement form, then you will find your manuscript, accepted version of manuscript will be available for reference actually for citation. Then this is again this also select the journal based on the Q index. Okay, the Q index is the quartile score basically. So top journals are in Q1 category, like remote sensing of environment, water research, advanced water resources. Okay, like agriculture. In agriculture also many journals are there. And then Q2 journals are there, category 2 journals are there, which has less impact factor compared to Q1, then Q3, then Q4. Okay. So try to, like, for as being a researcher, if you really perform very good study, if you really perform very good, you got very good result, then try to go for Q1 journal or Q2 journal. Okay. Then reputation of the journal or reputation of the editor is also very important for which help in the selection of basically journal where you can submit your article. So you can, when you you just like you have just explored the journal, then you just check the editorial board member also. Like what editorial board member means, the editor in chief, the associate editor. Okay, different themes are there. Then you will find the managing editor. So you just explore the editor in chiefs basically. Explore the basically editor in chief's profile so that you can see, okay, this editor in chief, this is the editor in chief of this journal. It means the journal will be a good journal actually. Okay, so that will help in selecting the good journal or high impact factor journal. Then format, okay, and then you have to go and see what type of format they ask actually. So you just follow that format. Figures, basically what type of figures they want. You be careful actually. Most of the time for what people they do actually, they just do make some figure, but they don't prepare the figure according to the journal name. As now I am suggesting that now even after acceptance you will get rejection based on your figure quality. Be careful with this. Okay, so try to make figure as per the need of the journal actually. When you read the author's guide, then you will find that they mention actually what will be the dimension and what will be the resolution of your image. And then again the charges, if you have fund, then you go for the open Excel. If you have fund, then you go for the color figures. If you don't have fund, you go for the black and white figure. Okay, so that is important thing. Waiver policy is there, but nowadays they usually don't waive for the Indians actually. They used to waive for the other, like third world nation or fourth world nation. Okay, so that is the thing. Charge for figures. Stock this section of your paper. Okay, how many stocks are there? Like make construct the table, figures and legend. Be careful and prepare as per the journals need. You prepare the tables. Most of the time the journal asks, okay, don't have the vertical lines, so you have to focus on that. Figures and legend. In the figures, proper legends are there. The legend should be clearly visible. It should not be legible actually. It should be clearly visible. Outline of the paper. Okay, outline details. How you will get the like that. Okay, if you have a co-author, as I told you, you may wish to get feedback from them before actual writing phase. Okay, so you take the help of your co-authors for writing the articles or basically revising your article. Write the first draft, then go for your colleagues' suggestion, then you improve. Okay, the first draft you should improve, and then you prepare a second draft kind of things. Basically, now people are doing actually making this in this way. So that is the thing. Revise the manuscript. Now this is also very important. When you receive the revision of the manuscript, then you check basically. Make major revision alteration. Polish the style means refine the grammar and spelling mistakes. Format the document. Okay, format the document. And the important thing is this, like check the reference, write the final title and abstract when you revise actually. Sometimes if you revise the title, you just make the revision in the title also. Read the journal instruction to author. If the editor has given some instruction, then you follow that. Prepare the final illustration for the revise manuscript. Okay, get feedback on your manuscript and then revise your manuscript again. Means continuously, because sometimes what will happen, you don't think that you started writing a manuscript and within a month or within a week you can finish. Actually, it depends upon your nature of your colleagues. Actually, sometimes they say, okay, I need 1 week. Some say, okay, I need 1 day. So that will save your time, and then that is the thing. Okay, that is very important. Indicate you would like to revive your comments or style, logic, science, everything you should incorporate. Do not submit your manuscript until you feel ready for publication. Actually, when you submit your manuscript, then you just before approving the submission, you just download and you just share with your all the co-authors and read once actually before giving the final approval. Most of the time when we submit, when immediately approve without looking actually. So that is important. When we submit, you just download the submitted copy of manuscript and then just you explore and then you review it, and then last you approve. Submit the manuscript to editor. As I told you, pre-review policy is there. Then you just review yourself, and then yourself or you just share with your colleagues. Then you submit for final submission. Deal with reviewer comments. Whatever the reviewer asks, actually, it is not always mandatory. You have to answer each and every comment. But it is important, when you don't agree with the reviewer, you should give a strong, basically, explanation why you are going why you are not considering or why you are not accepting the reviewers that particular comment, because it is very important. You cannot ignore it. If the reviewer says, okay, if reviewer says, okay, this is the methodology and your methodology is flawless, or your methodology has some flaw, then you should explain actually clearly. You cannot say, okay, I agree with you, I don't agree with you, kind of thing. You just write actually. You give proper citation, you give proper referencing to those comments, and highlight the reviewer's comment. If there are five reviewers are there, 6 reviewers are there, then try to make different colors for different reviewers. Okay, so that each reviewer can understand. Okay, my and in cover letter you should mention that, okay, this purple color is for reviewer 1, second green is for reviewer 2, red is for reviewer 3, so that reviewer can understand, okay, my comments were given in purple, or my responses or my replies are for me the replies are given in purple color. You cannot mix like, okay, you perform good what we call like good revision, but you have not highlighted. Then again I told you that reviewer also not getting the remuneration or not getting any kind of benefits. So they will simply say, oh, okay, I did not waste my time and I don't know where the author has made the change, so I cannot go for next. I will not accept for the review. You and editor, you should send it for another reviewer. So it will take you a lot of time, and your idea will also may also be killed actually. Be cautious. You may not submit your manuscript to more than one journal at a time. Be important. That is very important. Be careful, because this is the policy of the journal nowadays. You cannot submit a similar article in many journals at a time. Check the proof when your article has been accepted or when your article will be accepted, kind of thing. When article has accepted, then they send you for the author's agreement form. You sign that author agreement form, or in digital format is there, and go for proof check. Nowadays, again, you will find that these many publishers, they are providing facility for online proof checking. But as per my personal suggestion, first you download the manuscript in PDF format, print it, and read it carefully actually, because this is the last time. If you have made some mistakes in method or some mistake in result, then you have a chance for revision. Otherwise, your paper will be your paper has been accepted for publication, but you will receive lot of comments and critiques after acceptance, and you have to give the corrigendum. Okay, you have to submit the corrigendum. So that's why most of the time you just focus the formula. When you cross check or proof check, do proofreading, then you go for the formula checking, table and figure referencing should be there. That this is basically very important things actually. You should follow those things, and then you perform your whatever your minor corrections if editor has suggested or publisher has suggested. You perform those minor corrections actually. So that is the thing. Then you have to celebrate. After publication, you have to celebrate, because the celebration give you both actually altruism and self-interest, and you enjoy your publication and you share with your colleagues. Nowadays, many journals provide the 50 free share 50 basically for articles for sharing. So you share with your social media like WhatsApp, Google, or WhatsApp, Facebook, or Twitter, or wherever you want. But be careful. Please do not upload your own. Please do not upload your manuscript on ResearchGate Direct. Because why? Because you have already signed the author's agreement form. So now it is not your property actually. Now it is the property of the publisher who published your article. So you just, if you want, you can save as a private copy in the ResearchGate. You just do not make it public, so that everyone can access and everyone can distribute it. If somebody is interested, you can provide that copy. Okay, so this is the thing, and this is basically the material from where I have downloaded or I have collected the information, and many books are there also. I have referred. So this is basically. Thank you. I think I have completed.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Now I request to all participants, if you have any query or any questions, please drop into chat box. There are a number of questions in, I think, chat box. First, I request Dr. J.D. Jadhav, sir. Please ask your question, sir. J.D. Jadhav, sir. Hello. Okay, we will take another question in chat
Hello,
box.
hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Please ask your question, sir.
Sir, you have delivering
sir.
a very nice question. Nice lecture. Thank you for that. Myself, Dr. J.D. Jadhav. I am head of the Department Agriculture Meteorology, Pune. Sir, my basic question is: you say that UGC care list, okay?
Yes, sir.
Sir. Sir, our
Yes.
Journal of Agriculture Meteorology,
Yeah.
from Anand, Gujarat, is one of the highest NAS rating journal in India. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But nowadays, they are saying that you are not under UGC care. What is the reason?
Sir, basically, as per my knowledge, UGC has made many changes actually. Okay. And many changes, and maybe you have not submitted your one form is there basically. One form is there which you have to download, and the editor or associate editor of that journal, that he or she will sign that form, fill the details and sign that form and submit to the UGC basically office, and then they will like index you. Okay, sir.
Sir, we have completed all this process. I
But
have
still you are
personally
not getting
went to the I have personally went to the office, but till they are not
Oh.
responding.
Okay.
All procedures we have completed. All procedures, whatever you say, is all
Yeah,
procedures have completed. Till
So
they are
I
not
think,
responding.
yeah, I think maybe they are not updating kind of things actually. We have to wait
And nobody, not a single person is sitting in the office, in UGC care list office.
Yeah, that is the issue, sir, actually. That's why we are lacking it. That is the issue. That's why you see that. Yeah.
Sir, our Journal of Agriculture Meteorology, having NAS rating more than 7.2, I am the vice president of the journal. I myself going to that office and they are not responding to me also. So is
Oh,
any
yeah.
their criteria, is any their criteria, matlab official criteria to ask them the question why you are why our journal is under not that UGC care list like that? Can you guide me in that fashion?
Yeah, sir. Because like this is a really very difficult question for me actually, because I'm not dealing with
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
But
that's why I'm
you
asking.
can like the office maybe in the UGC care list that in Pune also, I think. Savitri
Pune,
Bai
I
Phule.
have met personally
Yeah.
to director. Director even they don't know where it is.
Oh, that
UGC,
is really
UGC
actually.
director, they don't know where this office is. This is the
Yeah, that
fact.
is really.
That's why I'm asking you.
So okay, sir. If I will get like I will try to explore, explore this one, this issue actually, and if
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
get
it's a
some
very serious issue,
suggestion or
sir.
something, then I will
Because
share with you.
agriculture, because sir, our agriculture scientists, they ask again and again to me, because
Yeah.
our journal is topmost journal, and that journal they are thrown away under the from UGC. It's a very serious issue.
Yes. Yes.
Is any guidance, sir, from your side? You please guide to our caste project, even personally to me. No
Yes, sir.
problem, sir. But this is a very serious issue.
Yes, yes, sir. This is a really, sir. Actually, this is a real serious issue because even many times I interact with the like many people, and I told them that very good journals are there, but they are not UGC care list. So and people
Yeah,
say
yeah.
okay, but we cannot like give the points or marking mark the basically give the points actually for the interview
Yeah.
or something. So that is very serious issue actually. We
If
have
any
to.
advice from your side, sir, please mail us. No problem, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
sure,
for
sure,
your
sir.
nice
I
presentation.
will.
Your
Yeah, I
presentation is
will try
very
to
nice
get
for
it.
youngster. No problem. Huh?
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you very
Thank you.
much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Okay, sir.
Zadu sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
There is one
Please.
question from Shivani Zha.
Yeah.
Journal and closed access journal.
Oh, actually, this Shivani Jain has asked what is basically open access and what is the closed access. Actually, closed access is not there, but we can call it not accessible basically journal directly without paying them. So open access journal is when this journal basically the criteria for open access journal is this. Uh, for public as a public article processing charge, basically they write as a article processing charge as a fee, okay, like some $1,000 or some $2,000 or CHF kind of things. So when you pay that money and then it will be open for all actually. Now anyone can download any time actually. Basically there is no basically we call it no barrier or no like barrier is there. Anyone can download from anywhere, but for like Taylor and Francis or from like elsewhere, if you pay for the if you pay like to make your article as a gold open access means, yeah, green open access means if you pay them, okay, I want to pay to you for my articles, it should be open for all. It should not be like, okay, somebody is going to pay, then only he is able to download. So there is a difference actually. Before public what we called it in open access journal, you will see that you pay and then anyone can download. For non-open access journal is this, you have not paid, okay, you have not paid to the journal for your article basically. Now it is journal policy, those who have subscribed that their journals, they only get the accessibility of that article. Is it clear or not?
Okay, sir.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. There is another question from from Gajanan Doctor and Shubhangi. She is asking, what is the Scopus index?
Yeah, basically Scopus index is a basically, as I told you, is a monitoring basically platform where you will find that is as a author, as a publisher, okay, there are many criteria are there. So they monitor actually. They monitor the performance of the journal, they monitor the performance of the author. So that is the basically Scopus indexing. Indexing means what? Indexing means like just it is a kind of a NAS indexing. Means if you have a journal, if you have a journal and your journal is index basically, they are monitoring you. Index means they are monitoring you as per their criteria actually. Okay, so I have not studied more about the criteria of indexing actually. What are the indexing criteria? So if you are interested, you can just Google Scopus and then you go for the indexing criteria, you will find that. Okay, so that is the basically thing.
There is another one question from Sona Bai. She is asking, how can I know whether a particular article is of poor quality or a good quality reference?
Oh, that is very important question. How he or she know the paper is good quality or poor quality?
Yeah.
Actually, as I there are like, if being as a like senior researcher, then it will be very easy. But being as a young researcher, it is difficult actually. So for being a young researcher, you should go for the article. You just check the citation of that article. Okay, citation of that article. If I had published X article, okay, X1 article, and for X1 article I have 50 citation, and I have published X2 article. For X2 article I have 40 citation. Then again the problem is that like maybe year variance or all those things. But if I said that okay, in single year I have published one article, in 2020 I had published X1, and in 2020 I had published X2. X1 has 60 and X2 has 40. Then somebody says okay, your X1 article is good and X2 article is not good actually. So this is basically a citation give you a rough idea actually.
There is a next question. What are the aspects should be taken into care to make a review to the main objective?
What aspects should be taken
Care
to make a review stick to the
main objectives.
what? I could not actually understand probably what aspects should be
I think
taken.
regarding review.
Yeah. So okay. To make a review stick to main objective. To make a review means review. You want to basically the question is for as a reviewer or as writing as a review article actually as a author. Basically the question is for writing a review paper or reviewing a basically manuscript. What is the basically if okay, I just understand. Okay, the like writing a review means like you, as I told you, you have to continuously follow the good researcher in that particular field. Okay, so then you just read their articles and you just try to get the idea, try to conceptualize the problem, and try to see where is the missing things, which my review article is basically will help to the other researcher actually. So that is the thing. And if you want to make a review of that, if somebody has, you want to become a reviewer, then you have to focus on the points which I have already discussed, like then the methodology and the content. Okay, so table and figures, that is the thing.
There is one question. While submitting the paper, some journals are asking to attach some reviewer's name. As a student, how can know the reviewers for the paper?
So actually, why they ask for, there are two things. Why they ask for the reviewers and what you should supply actually. They ask for you, it is not mandatory, like because many journals have good database actually. Okay, and they want to expand it. They want to expand actually to expand the database. That's why they ask the author to provide the names, and somebody has said that okay, she or he did not know to whom he or she should provide. So again, I told you, you just see, you have means you have written an article and you have referred many basically articles. Then you see which basically author is like which author is good for you, or which author you just like, you are just reading continuously the article of that author, you just propose their name. It should not be like you propose your colleagues, or it should be anywhere. It can be from anywhere, like from US, UK, Europe, Australia, China, from anywhere you can propose their names actually. It is not like asking the name. It does not mean like what we say, that it does not mean that you are getting the chance, of acceptance like that. They just want to expand their database. That's why they ask the author to provide 4 or 3 or 5 authors, reviewers name. So being a young researcher, you should you should go and search the relevant authors which have already published the articles. You can refer their names as a reviewer. Okay, so that is the thing.
Thank you, sir. We will
Yeah.
stop here for the questions.
Okay.
Now I request Dr. Sachin Sadafar, sir, please conclude this session and propose the vote of thanks. Sir. Dr. Sadafar, sir. Dr. Sachin Sadafar, sir. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Gadge, madam. Thanks, respected Sudhir Singh, sir. On behalf of Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapit Rauri and Caste Kasam project and organizing team of this training program, I put forth very hearty vote of thanks to this graceful speaker, Dr. Sudhir Singh, sir. Really, sir, your lecture was very informative to all our participants, all our academic teachers, faculty members, students. In nutshell, you have covered all the topics regarding research paper writing. In that, you have covered what do you mean by impact factor, what is the Scopus journal, how should it be your manuscript, length of the manuscript, and many other topics related to research paper writing. Really, sir, your lecture was very informative to all our participants. On behalf of all organizing team of this training program and the participants, I like to express my deep gratitude and sincere thanks to you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Sudhir Kumar, sir. Sudhir Singh, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sadafar, sir. Thank you very much. Our second session will be start at 3 o'clock, 3 to 4:30, and topic is Funding Sponsoring Agency for Research Projects, and speaker is Mr. Ullas Bhale, Director of Udayam Info Solutions Private Limited, Aurangabad, Maharashtra. So thank you.